Yeah, watching the film against Northern Illinois, we did a lot of good things, but not quite enough, or many good things that we needed to come out victorious. Our guys played incredibly hard and played for 4 quarters, our defense. Really played well. We gave up that really long run early to the quarterback, but really then battened down the hatches all the way to the, into the 4th quarter. And offensively we responded to their score and, ran the ball well and also threw the ball well. It statistically doesn't kind of bear out the way we would have liked, but felt pretty good. Special teams, we had some bright spots with that as well. So it just, we're a team that when we play well, we're giving ourselves a chance to be in the game and to win, but fell short. We're excited about taking on Central Michigan. I mean, Central Michigan beat Northern Illinois at Northern Illinois. They're very good. They're very big and physical on both sides of the ball. Seems to be their MO, and they're good at it. It's not a fractured, offense and defense for them. Their whole program seems to be built that way, and as we're heading into November and whatnot, that's going to prove them, well. So we're excited about it. It's the 3 of us, first time in this rivalry, but we feel it already and excited about getting the team together this Monday to talk a little bit about that and get ready for the week.
From an offensive perspective, Reggie and, of course, Ryan Brumfield, both 100-yard games. From a running game, it was great numbers, but you also had trouble. You also had success passing with Reggie's best day as a thrower. Continuing with his progress, just to talk about what you saw from the tape offensively.
Yeah, well, for Reggie, he's just every day getting better. He's still a young quarterback, and every game there's lessons to be learned, but his development is coming along, and he's just maturing as a football player, but he's maturing as a leader as well on the practice field and in preparation. It was really important for us to have a good run game. We felt playing physical against Northern was going to be a big deal because we knew that's what they thought was important, feel is important in our program. And I thought we played probably as physical as we've played all year for 4 quarters. And it's probably the most complete game for 4 quarters where we've given ourselves a chance, and there just hasn't been a period of the game where we just fall asleep. We stayed consistent and we kept, coming at them, with a good combination of run and pass. And there wasn't as many explosive plays, but there was a lot more, continuing of, the 3rd down conversions, 10 for 18. That's been one of our better outputs in recent weeks. And, we were able to stay on the field and wear them down more than I think we have in the last 2 or 3 weeks against other teams. So I feel good about, the direction we and the improvement we made from the Massachusetts game. And, it gives us something to build off of. There's 2 situations at the end of each half where, if we can get a touchdown on the board, it's a different game. We came away with a field goal, and the clock wasn't in our favor, and it kind of put us in a bind there. It's 3rd and 1, and there's 13 seconds. We don't have any timeouts, and it's something we've talked a lot about. And so we only came away with a field goal there. And at the end of the game, we had 2 drives where we moved the ball and just couldn't finish the drive and ended up in some 3rd and 4th and long. So it's just a matter of learning how to win and finish games right now. But some improvements were certainly made.
You look back at the trick play, and I know that's of course one you may want back and just a different outcome. But maybe the thought that going into that, you kind of have the short field and opportunity to make the score even more differently. Talk about maybe just the play as a whole.
Yeah, I want to call those. I'm going to call it again. I want to be able to call more, and we need to learn from that situation. And just, I want to have confidence in our guys, and I want them to be excited about it, and to have that, relationship to where we can call that play, and the worst case scenario is it's incomplete pass. and we're gonna get to that point. And it's just guys kind of understanding, how I want to see them. I want to take a shot, and it's a great opportunity for us to just gain a ton of momentum after a great defensive stop. And hey, worst case scenario, it's an incomplete pass. We live to see another down. We still got great field position, and it's 2nd and 10. So at some point we're going to get to where it's going to be an exciting play, and we do it more often than what we call right now.
You guys got to take over after some great plays on special teams. Again, 2 block field goals, excuse me. Your team now ranks number 1 in the nation, tied with Rutgers for most block kicks. Last year, this team had 2 block kicks all year long. Now you've got 5 through 8 games. What's maybe been the biggest change on special teams?
Yeah, well, Coach McCaslin's defense is, blocking the field goals and the extra points, and then Coach Keen's done a fantastic job with our special teams. And it's a combination of how he's scheming things, one, then the technique, within the scheme, and then effort. And when you combine those 3 things, then you've got a chance. But Coach Keen's done a great job with our special teams, and has done a good job of choosing when to go after punts and when not to. And we had a little bit of a punt return as well. About 16 penalties on the same play, but with Creel coming down our sideline, and then Coach Mack has our guys on the extra point and field goals, but we've blocked several of those.
Yeah, the expectation is that you can get to everyone, and effort is the key to that. There was there's a game early in the season where we got after our guys because the effort wasn't there on that particular play, and then Coach Simpson, he studies that every week. That's one of the roles that he has with what we do defensively. So he's looking for a weak link, potentially to go after. Wasn't the case this week. It was just Mike Steele's doing a great job, and Coach Perrin getting the corners coming off the edge nice and tight, and hopefully us creating a sense of urgency on their part. So
You've had to go back and forth on defenses. 1 week, you're looking at a team that's throwing every possession. Now, last week you had a team in Northern Illinois that ran a lot more. You didn't have to pass a whole lot. Central, again, they're going to be a run-first kind of offense. How do you go into that game, again, maybe not knowing with Rawls being injured or not, what they're being able to throw at you?
yeah, their success has been to run the football consistently at teams, and then capitalize with play action pass, and the quarterback does a really good job of that. They're a physical group, as Coach Creighton mentioned earlier, so they try to push you around, and those are the kind of games that I like being. It's a challenge. Stopping the run is the first challenge of any defense, and so a team that's committed to running the football is that's the most exciting type of game from us on a defensive perspective. And being a linebackers coach, I would think the same thing of the linebackers wanting to tackle the ball carriers and be downhill and be physical. So again, it's going to be that way this week, and they're a veteran crew. I think of their offensive line, every single one of those guys is redshirted, so they've had the time to develop in the program. They're a physical group. They execute well, and then the quarterback, we'll see. If Rawls, if he plays, will they be doing the same things? If he doesn't play, will they, throw the ball a little bit more? I don't think so. The 2 backs that came in for him against Buffalo did an excellent job. I mean, it was 4th and 9, and they, after Rawls got hurt, when they handed it off to the guy that came in, and he scored a touchdown. So they obviously have confidence that anybody can run the ball there for them.
The secondary, people have kind of knocked a little bit throughout the year, but you look, Kevin Johnson steps up, has a big game. Jason Beck again, another solid game in the secondary. Thoughts on the secondary as a whole as they continue to get better, because people forget this is still a pretty youthful group.
Yeah, I think the guys are, they embraced the challenges that we threw at them last week in practice, in preparation. We continuing to manipulate a little bit of just the technique that we use on certain things, and trying to get them to not necessarily, be different, but to utilize their strengths, their individual strengths, in the secondary. Bottom line, to your point though, is that there are, they're the last line of defense. They're the ones that are going to be seen. If a D lineman makes a mistake, nobody's going to see that. And if it gets to a secondary position and that guy has a one-on-one opportunity to make a play and doesn't, then it shows poorly on him alone, not just he and the D lineman. So or the linebacker. I got to keep my guys in the group too. So.
You look back you look forward to it being a rivalry game now and a trophy on the line. I'm sure you've been in plenty of rivalry games over the years. Do you do stuff differently to when you're going to have to face a team? Really, you're going to face Central this week, you get the bye week, and then Western again. How to keep that momentum, knowing that these are guys that they've grown up against, playing with more so than maybe some of the other conference games.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever been a part of a three-way rivalry. That's definitely new for me. It's an interesting dynamic. And, we talked about as a staff yesterday that, we need to learn about the rivalry from our guys. It doesn't make as much sense for me to come into the room and talk about, let's go get Central and talk about the history as much as it is for our upperclassmen to let our staff know what this rivalry is about, and our freshmen. So we're looking forward to building that up through the week. You can already though sense just from talking to people who love the program, that it's it's a different week. It's playing against Central Michigan's a big deal.
Coach, with the combination of the rivalry and obviously not the outcome you wanted last week, but all the positives that we've talked about thus far, does that carry a little bit of momentum going into practice this week and talking to the team about the positive things that they did last week that could be carried over into this week and into such a big rivalry matchup?
Yeah, well, it's there's definitely a balance between taking away the positives from what we've done, in different weeks, and then then there's the massive disappointment in losing. On Saturdays we're trying to win games, and we're not trying to cut corners, and we're not gonna, it's impossible to expedite the process and the journey and whatnot, but every week we believe it's going to be that week that we're turning the corner. So there is some momentum, and there are positive things, but it doesn't necessarily feel like that. It's an interesting balance with that way. So, I think that sometimes in rivalries, you talk about, you could be 0 and whatever, and you beat your rival, and the season's, saved, and it's all what it's all about and whatnot. And again, I think we're new to the rivalry, and I'm really expecting, our upperclassmen to lead us in the intensity, of this rivalry. I know that we're definitely looking forward to it.